Hello, I'm Mrs. J, and today we're going to cover section 14.2. So looking at this problem, and pretty much it's just application problems. There's no more rules. The sale of a compact disc of lesser performance is very sensitive to price. If a CD manufacturer charges a price 12 minus X over 8 per CD, then X thousand CDs will be sold. Find the total revenue from the sale of X thousand CDs. When it's written like this, they usually want you to put the thousand into the problem. If you leave it out, you just need to remember later that it's in thousands. But my labs want you to put it in, so we're going to use the thousand. Remember, revenue is price times quantity. My price, 12 minus X over 8. My quantity is 1,000 DVDs, or 1,000 X. When we distribute that then, we get 12,000 X minus 8 goes into the 1,000, 125 X squared. Find the value of X that gives the maximum revenue. To find that, we need to find our critical numbers. Notice we weren't given endpoints here. Sometimes that happens. But we know X squared is a parabola and it's going down. So if we take the derivative and set it equal to 0, that will give us our maximum because that's the vertex. Taking the derivative, we get 12,000 minus 250x, setting that equal to 0. We get 12,000 divided by 250 is 48. So when 48 CDs are sold, the maximum revenue is revenue 12,000 times 48 minus 125 times 48 squared. Which gives us 288,000. Let's look at another one. In planning a restaurant, it is estimated that the profit would be $8 per seat will be made if the number of seats is no more than 50 inclusive. So that means less than or equal to 50. On the other hand, the profit on each seat will be decreased by 10 cents for each seat above 50. Let X be the number of seats. Well, there's two different prices here. One is $8 times the number of seats, and we know that X is the number of seats. If X is less than or equal to 50. And we know it has to be, can't be negative. So our seats are somewhere between 0 and 50. The second one, the price drops by 10 cents. So we know X is the number of seats, quantity times price. Our price is $8, but it's going to drop by 10 cents for each one that is over 50. If X is the number of seats, if we take X minus 50, that will give us the amount, X minus 50, that will give us the amount over 50. So if we had 52 seats, 2 of them would be over. So we take 2 times the 10 cents, we'd subtract 20 cents per seat. So distribute our 10 cents. Eight and 5 is 13. minus the 10 cents x, and then distribute the x. And this would be our equation. Okay, and that's if x is greater than 50. Now, if it's greater than 50, if you want to get an end point, you could. That would mean it has to be greater than or equal to 51. Because it's whole numbers, it's not the decimals in between, we could do greater than or equal to 51. The number of seats that will produce a maximum profit. Hint, take the derivative and set it equal to 0. So let's take the derivative. Take the derivative of the first one, 8x is just 8. Taking the derivative of the second one, we have a negative 0.2x plus 13. And we want to find the number of seats that will produce the maximum profit. So the first thing we do, I would look at each one separately. If we look at x between 0 and 50, when we took the derivative, we got 8. Well, this is not going to equal 0. That means because it's positive, it's always increasing. Therefore, 50 should give us a higher value than 0. But you could check your two endpoints. There's no critical value, though. Since there's no critical number, plug in our endpoints. And we're plugging them into this one because it's between 0 and 50, it's 8x. So if we stay between 0 and 50, the maximum would be 50 chairs and $400. Oops. So if we look between greater than or equal to 51, we've gotten negative 0.2x plus 13 for our derivative, set it equal to 0. And solve. And we get 13 divided by 0.2, 65. So then we want to use this one and check 51 and 65. Plugging it in, negative 0.1 times 51 squared plus 13 times 51 gives us 402.9. Plugging in the 65, gives us 422.50. We have a maximum of 422.50 maximum profit when 65 seats are filled. And that's everything from 14.2.